If you think sharks are the most terrifying predators in the ocean, think again. Before you take another dive, you might want to learn about some of the most alarming creatures lurking in the depths. From the deadly emerald glow crab to the spicy crab named after a curry, here are the 15 most dangerous crustaceans in the world. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Now, let's get started. Number 12, the emerald crab. Deadly beauty. In the underwater world, not everything that glitters is safe. The emerald crab, despite its poetic name and shimmering green color, is a true living weapon of the ocean. Its nickname might fool any unsuspecting sailor or diver, but a closer look reveals that this creature is not just beautiful, it is deadly. Scientifically known as Mithraculus sculptus, the emerald crab inhabits the warm Caribbean waters, among coral reefs and algae beds. There, it moves silently, its iridescent green shell reflecting the filtered sunlight, making it nearly invisible among the green hues of corals and algae. What seems like elegant camouflage is actually natural armor protecting one of the deadliest defensive systems ever conceived by evolution, potent toxins concentrated in its claws and legs. A camouflaged predator, while much of its diet consists of algae, debris, and small invertebrates, the emerald crab can also become an opportunistic predator when needed. It uses its claws not only to capture food, but to inject toxins into small prey, paralyzing them instantly before consumption. This combination of mechanical strength and chemistry makes the crab one of the most efficient predators in its habitat, though invisible and underestimated. Its shell is strong, made of chitin layers reinforced with minerals that withstand attacks from predatory fish and seabirds, making it nearly untouchable. At the same time, its vibrant coloration serves as a natural warning, a biological signal that beneath that dazzling beauty lies real danger. The power of toxins. The emerald crab's true secret lies in its neurotoxins, found in glands located in its claws and at the base of its legs. These toxins act on the nervous systems of small predators or competitors, causing temporary paralysis or even death in smaller organisms, ensuring the crab maintains its territory and food sources. For humans, the risk is moderate but not negligible. A careless touch or accidental ingestion of contaminated tissue can cause tingling, nausea, intense pain, and, in rare cases, severe poisoning. Even experienced divers quickly learn to maintain a safe distance from this tiny walking fortress, a master of camouflage. The emerald crab is a skilled strategist of the seabed. It not only blends visually with corals, but also moves stealthily among rocks and algae to avoid detection. In dangerous situations, it can remain motionless for hours, appearing as just another part of the reef while watching larger predators approach. When an attack is unavoidable, it strikes with precision, combining physical force and venom in a single deadly motion. Its compound eyes provide an almost complete panoramic view, allowing it to detect subtle movements in the water and anticipate attacks from predators or intruders. Every step is calculated, every gesture measured, like a miniature strategic general. Ecological role. Despite its lethal reputation, the emerald crab plays a crucial role in maintaining coral reef balance. By feeding on excess algae, it helps prevent coral suffocation. Its digging and sediment-moving activities aerate the substrate, benefiting small invertebrates and maintaining overall ecosystem health. In this case, ecological balance relies on a tiny yet strategic predator, proving that not all deadly strength needs to be enormous to matter. Beauty that kills. What makes the emerald crab truly fascinating is the contrast between aesthetics and danger. Its vibrant green, almost alien appearance attracts curious divers, photographers, and scientists. Yet that same beauty is a trap, teaching a fundamental lesson about nature. Not everything beautiful is safe, and not everything small is weak. Social and territorial behavior. Although generally solitary, the emerald crab can display aggressive territorial behaviors when competitors approach. Claws intertwine, bodies align, and small displays of strength determine who controls the best hiding spots and food sources. Sometimes violence is direct, other times the display of its glittering green shell is enough to intimidate rivals. This alternation between aggression and intimidation demonstrates intelligence and adaptability, remarkable traits for a seemingly simple crustacean. Studies also show it memorizes refuge locations and feeding routes, returning to them months later with precision, a rare ability among such small species. species. Myth and legend. In Caribbean folklore, the emerald crab is sometimes called the green guardian of the corals, revered by fishermen who respect its territory. Stories of divers injured by touching it became cautionary tales, reinforcing the creature's mystical reputation. For modern science, it is an example of evolutionary perfection, combining camouflage, strength, venom, and intelligence in a few centimeter body. For the general public, it remains a deadly gem, a reminder that the ocean still hides powerful secrets beneath colors that fascinate and intimidate. Crab as inspiration. Researchers study Mithraculus sculptus to understand chemical resistance, behavioral adaptation, and natural defense systems. Its venom and attack strategies inspire new research in biological defense, biomimetics, and even pharmacology, proving that even the smallest predators have much to teach. The emerald crab's beauty is therefore not just aesthetic, it is a complex mix of signals, warnings, and adaptive skills, all condensed in a body that challenges our perception of strength, intelligence, and danger. Number 11. The curry puff crab. A dangerous doppelganger, the name curry puff crab sounds like something you'd order at a restaurant. Think twice. The curry puff crab, or Platycarpus granulosa, resembles the flower crab and shares some of its dangerous traits. This crab is another member of Singapore's deadly crustacean club, named for its likeness to a curry puff. That is where the similarity ends. Although its brown shell is not poisonous, the crab itself is highly toxic. Masters of camouflage, these crabs blend in so well that if you have allergies, it's best to avoid them completely. Touching one can be risky. Don't confuse this crab with its edible namesake. Your chances of survival remain high as long as you don't bite into it accidentally, thinking it's a snack. Number 10. The serrated spoon crab. A dangerous encounter, the name serrated spoon crab might send mixed signals, but its threat level is unmistakable. The idea of cuddling with this crab might seem strange, but let's set that aside and focus on what makes it truly dangerous. This frightening crustacean hides around coral reefs in Asia, including Singapore, the Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, and extends to waters near Papua New Guinea and New Caledonia. Though not large, reaching only about 15 cm, its spiny, serrated appearance gives it a menacing look. The serrated part of its name refers to the rows of tooth-like projections along its legs and claws. Stepping on one would be painful, but the real danger lies within. One of the greatest risks is that the serrated spoon crab can be mistaken for more edible species. In the deadly world of marine animals, toxic creatures disguised as harmless seafood, this confusion can be fatal. Stay alert, especially near these spiny crustaceans. If their sharp edges don't cut you, their toxic insides just might. A warning label would not be misplaced for these creatures. Number 9. Mud crabs. Known as hidden predators, mud crabs, also called Scylla serrata, are commonly found in mangroves, swamps, streams, and estuaries across Australia, Asia, and Africa. They are popular among both fishermen and food enthusiasts, but capturing them is not without risks. Venturing into muddy banks and mangroves full of crabs, and potentially other hidden dangers like crocodiles, can be quite hazardous. Mud crabs usually hide just below the muddy surface, making them nearly invisible to the untrained eye. Combined with murky or shallow waters, spotting them becomes a challenge. When threatened, their enormous claws, equipped with blade-like pincers, can cause serious damage to an unsuspecting ankle. If a mud crab grabs you, it may not release easily. Its powerful claws can remain locked even after the crab has detached itself to escape. Fortunately for the crab, it can regrow a new claw, leaving its adversary with both pain and an unexpected crab claw accessory. Number 8. The American lobster. More than a sophisticated meal. When most people think of the American lobster, Homarus americanus, the image that comes to mind is one of elegance on a plate. A vibrant red crustacean steaming under a silver dome, claws arranged with precision, and perhaps a wedge of lemon or a pat of melting butter. Restaurants from Maine to Manhattan have long celebrated it as a culinary icon, a symbol of indulgence and coastal luxury. But beyond the dining table, the American lobster is a marvel of evolution, an intricate, resilient, and surprisingly complex creature whose life extends far beyond its status as a gourmet delight, a master of molting and regeneration. One of the most fascinating aspects of the American lobster is its molting cycle. Like all crustaceans, the lobster is encased in a hard exoskeleton that does not grow as the animal grows. To accommodate its increasing size, it periodically sheds this shell in a process known as ecdysis. During molting, the lobster is extraordinarily vulnerable. Its new exoskeleton is soft and pliable, leaving it exposed to predators, including fish, seals, and even larger lobsters. Yet, the lobster has survived millions of years of evolution despite this vulnerability, developing behaviors such as hiding in crevices or under rocks during these critical periods. Molting is not merely a survival mechanism, it is also a stage of regeneration and renewal. Lobsters possess a remarkable ability to regrow lost limbs. If a claw, antenna, or walking leg is lost to a predator or an accidental clash with another lobster, over successive molts a replacement emerges. This regenerative ability is not instantaneous. It requires patience and energy over several molting cycles, but it ensures that the lobster can continue to hunt, defend itself, and reproduce despite injuries. A stomach with teeth. Another curious feature of the American lobster is its internal anatomy. Within its head resides a small yet powerful stomach lined with what are effectively teeth made of chitin, known collectively as the gastric mill. These teeth grind and shred food before it passes to the digestive organs. Unlike humans, the lobster's teeth are not external and cannot chew a dinner plate, but their function is highly specialized, allowing lobsters to consume a wide variety of prey, from mollusks to smaller crustaceans. This adaptation reflects millions of years of evolutionary refinement, turning an already formidable predator into a highly efficient one. Predator and opportunist American lobsters are primarily nocturnal hunters, venturing from hidden crevices in rocky reefs under the cover of darkness. Their diet is diverse. They consume clams, mussels, crabs, and sometimes carrion, but they are also opportunistic scavengers, contributing to the health of their marine ecosystem by cleaning up detritus. Their claws are specialized for these tasks. The larger crusher claw can crack shells with immense force, while the smaller cutter or pincher claw manipulates food with precision. This dual functionality gives lobsters the ability to handle prey that would overwhelm many other predators of similar size. The lobster's sensory capabilities are equally impressive. Antennae detect chemical cues in the water, helping it locate prey and avoid predators. Lobsters have compound eyes, granting them a wide field of vision, and their sense of touch is acute, allowing them to navigate rocky seabeds and recognize rivals during territorial disputes. Lobsters are also highly social animals, using ritualized postures and claw displays to communicate dominance or submission during encounters, often without resorting to physical violence. Longevity and growth. Unlike many marine species, the American lobster demonstrates extraordinary longevity. Some individuals are known to live over 50 years, and perhaps even longer in the wild. Their growth is continuous. Lobsters do not reach a true adult size at a fixed age, but continue to grow with each molt. This ability to increase in size over decades has made them a subject of scientific fascination, as they seem to defy aging in ways few other creatures do. Biologists have noted that lobsters maintain active reproductive capabilities well into their later years, challenging conventional notions of senescence in the animal kingdom. Number 7. The flower crab. Beautiful but venomous. Often called the flower crab or Atagoides phytos, this small mud crab is typically found in Southeast Asia, extending to Australia. Its smooth shell and attractive markings make it appear harmless, but it hides a deadly secret. Similar to the pufferfish, which carries tetrodotoxin, 200 times more toxic than cyanide, the flower crab's legs contain the same lethal tetrodotoxin. Consuming this crab can be fatal, so consider this a warning. Just as you should never eat a pufferfish or toxic frogfish, you should definitely avoid the legs of a flower crab. Number 6. The cave-dwelling venomous crustacean, the he. The he is a small, blind crustacean resembling a horrifying centipede. Its hunting method is gruesome. It captures and consumes prey by sucking out the contents, leaving only empty shells or leftover fish pieces. While this may sound disgusting, it is a remarkable evolutionary adaptation. Its venom allows it to capture and consume prey efficiently despite its blindness and lack of physical strength. There is little need to worry, however. These creatures are extremely rare. Scientists studying them must undertake complex and dangerous dangerous diving expeditions in deep underwater caves just to find one, so encounters with humans are extraordinarily unlikely. Rather than judging them by their imposing appearance, it's worth appreciating their ecological role. These crabs are masters of camouflage, living at depths of 150 to 200 knolls more, using surrounding materials to blend in and avoid predators. This camouflage may contribute to their impressive longevity, which can exceed 100 years. Despite their massive size, Japanese spider crabs are more likely to be preyed upon by octopuses or rays rather than pose a threat. They are scavengers, feeding on decomposing animals and plant matter, and although myths have given them a fearsome reputation, they are essentially ocean cleaners. Number 5. The crayfish Lagostin. The crayfish, also known by names like cowfish, crawdad, or mudbug, may seem harmless, even tasty, and hardly something to keep you awake at night, unless of course you eat a bad one. While most crayfish are relatively harmless, one species could easily star in a low-budget sci-fi movie about a 10-legged mutant army taking over the world. But this is no fiction. One species has been doing just that, spreading like wildfire across the globe. The marbled crayfish was accidentally created in an aquarium in 1995. Within a few decades, this species spread across Europe and Africa, posing a serious threat to native crayfish and ecosystems. What makes it particularly alarming is its ability to clone itself. Being entirely female, this species reproduces through parthenogenesis, making it virtually unbeatable. It's like something out of a horror movie, but it's very real. Sleep tight and try not to dream about world-conquering crayfish. Number 4. The Chinese mitten crab. Formidable, the Chinese mitten crab with its hairy claws may look somewhat comical, as if wearing tiny gloves, but appearances are deceiving. These crabs are far from harmless, and their place on the list of the world's most dangerous crustaceans is well earned. Originally from China and neighboring regions of Japan and Korea, these hairy-clawed invaders have spread worldwide, either through deliberate introduction or ballast water transport. Their problem is twofold. They tend to congregate in large groups and dig into riverbanks, causing significant damage. Their extensive burrowing has even led to breaches in dikes. As if that weren't enough, the Chinese mitten crab often carries the oriental lung fluke, a parasitic worm that can infect humans who consume undercooked crabs. The worm hatches and takes residence in the lungs, a truly terrifying prospect. So while those glove-like claws may seem amusing, the dangers they carry are anything but. Number 3. The brown crab, Europe's largest crustacean. The brown crab, scientifically known as Cancer pagorus, scuttles along the seabed around the British Isles, keeping beachgoers on high alert. This intimidating crustacean holds the title of the largest crab species in Europe, typically reaching about 20 centimeters in width. However, some of these crabs can grow up to an impressive 30 centimeters and weigh up to 4 kg, roughly the size of a newborn baby, with 8 legs and 2 extremely strong claws. The brown crab's pincers can crush with a force 4 times greater than a human hand, exerting a crushing power of 90 kilos per square inch. If one of these creatures grabs your ankle, it will hurt badly. These cunning crabs hide under seaweed or near rocks, lying in wait to ambush unsuspecting marine creatures, including other crabs. Cannibalistic and always hungry, the brown crab is not picky about its diet, eagerly devouring dead marine life and shellfish. Also known as the edible crab, this species is a favorite among humans, which may explain its ferocity. Beyond being a formidable predator, the brown crab plays a crucial role in the marine ecosystem as a recycler, helping to clean the ocean floor by consuming dead organisms, which in turn recycles nutrients back into the ecosystem. This natural cleaning service is vital for maintaining a healthy marine environment, preventing the buildup of organic material that could lead to environmental imbalances. Ecologically important and economically valuable, the brown crab is a key species in the fishing industry, particularly in the UK and Northern Europe. Thousands of tons are harvested annually, and its sweet, delicate meat is a staple ingredient in many seafood dishes, from crab cakes to bisques. Sustainable fishing practices are essential to ensure that this valuable resource remains abundant, as overfishing can threaten populations. Brown crabs are also fascinating in their reproductive behavior. Females can carry up to 2 million eggs under their abdomen, which are released into the water. Once hatched, the larvae are planktonic, drifting in ocean currents for several weeks before settling sinking to the seabed, where they develop into juvenile crabs. This high reproductive rate helps maintain the species' resilience despite intense fishing pressures. Interestingly, brown crabs are known to migrate, traveling long distances along the seabed between feeding and breeding areas. Some populations undertake seasonal migrations spanning several kilometers, often coinciding with changes in water temperature and food availability, demonstrating the crab's adaptability. Despite their tough exterior and powerful claws, brown crabs have natural predators: large fish, octopuses, and even other crabs, especially during molting, when they shed their exoskeleton to grow a new one and are temporarily vulnerable. Number 2. The mantis shrimp, the ocean's finger breaker. The word shrimp usually brings to mind images of small, delicate creatures served on fancy plates or timidly swimming among algae and corals. But the mantis shrimp, also known as a stomatopod, is a complete inversion of that idea. Colorful as a rainbow and armed like a gladiator, it is the true miniature assassin of tropical oceans. There is nothing harmless about this creature. If the sea had an underwater version of a professional boxer, it would be the mantis shrimp. And with an advantage. The predator that breaks shells and bones, measuring between 10 and 20 centimeters, this tiny monster may seem insignificant at first glance, but its size is deceiving. It is so powerful that it earned the nickname Finger Breaker, and with good reason. A single careless attempt to catch it can result in broken bones, shattered aquariums, and bloodied hands. The secret lies in its arms. These appendages, called dactyls, function as biological weapons. There are two main types: the smashers, which use rigid clubs to strike, and the spearers, which have sharp blades designed to pierce. Smashers can strike their prey at speeds of 80 km/h, generating forces equivalent to a .22 caliber bullet. Each hit is so violent that the surrounding water briefly boils, creating cavitation bubbles, tiny implosions that release heat and light. Even if the blow doesn't hit directly, the shockwave can instantly kill the prey. In high-speed cameras, the attack seems almost unbelievable. The mantis shrimp pulls back its arm, tenses its muscles, and strikes with surgical precision. It's like watching a living bullet launched from an organic cannon. The sound of impact: when the mantis shrimp strikes a shell, the sound echoes underwater with a dry snap, audible even outside the aquarium. It is the sound of raw power in its purest form. Researchers at the Marine Biological Laboratory in the United States recorded impacts over 2,500 newtons, enough to crush a crab, break tank glass, and even displace small reef stones. The biology behind it is an evolutionary masterpiece. The mantis shrimp's dactyl consists of 3 distinct layers of biological material, organized like a helical armor. This structure disperses the impact and prevents cracks. A design so efficient that NASA engineers study the mantis shrimp to develop ultra-resistant materials for armor, prosthetics, and even aircraft fuselages. In nature, nothing goes to waste. What humans discover with millions in research, the mantis shrimp has perfected over 340 million years. A gladiator among reefs. In the Indo-Pacific reefs, the mantis shrimp reigns as a solitary tyrant. It digs tunnels in corals and rocks, turning them into fortresses. There, it watches, motionless, with its alien eyes analyzing everything: light, color, movement, and polarization. When an unsuspecting fish approaches, the mantis shrimp strikes with a beam of pure force. No chase, no prolonged fight. One strike, silence. And the prey's body, now motionless, is dragged into the burrow, where the predator dismantles it piece by piece with almost methodical patience. This is the mantis shrimp's style: precision, power, and ruthlessness. The most complex eyes on the planet. If the mantis shrimp's physical power is impressive, its vision borders on supernatural. Each eye is a jewel of evolutionary engineering. While we humans have 3 types of cones to perceive color: red, green, and blue, the mantis shrimp has between 12 and 16 types. This means it can see colors we cannot even imagine: ultraviolet, infrared, and even subtle variations between polarized light. In other words, it sees chromatic dimensions invisible to us. Additionally, each eye is independent. While one moves forward, the other can rotate sideways, creating a trinocular vision per eye. This allows it to measure distances with millimeter precision, a deadly advantage for an ambush predator. To the mantis shrimp, the ocean is not blue. It is a kaleidoscopic explosion of colors and brightness, a visual language it masters perfectly. Some scientists believe it even communicates through color flashes, adjusting the brightness of its shell to signal intentions: defense, attack, or mating, communication, territory, and ritual. Contrary to popular belief, the mantis shrimp is not just a killing machine. It displays surprisingly complex social behavior. Many individuals recognize their neighbors, remember faces, or rather color patterns, and avoid unnecessary confrontations. Before fighting, they perform visual rituals, a ballet of movements, angles, and flashes. Each gesture communicates a message. I am armed, I am bigger, this territory is mine. If the opponent gets the message, both retreat without violence. But when the warning is ignored, the fight begins. Fast, brutal, and almost always fatal. Two shrimps face off like ancient warriors, striking and blocking with millisecond reflexes. The winner takes the territory. The loser often loses its life as well. Love in the deep sea. Even in the violent world of the mantis shrimp, there is room for something rare: monogamous bonds. Some species live in loyal pairs for life. Together they dig burrows, share food, and care for the eggs with dedication. Male and female take turns defending and ventilating the brood. A partnership that defies the usually solitary nature of crustaceans. These pairs can stay together for years, forming small underwater dynasties. It's a touching irony. One of the ocean's most violent predators is also one of the most loyal. The mind of a predator. The mantis shrimp's intelligence is also surprising. Experiments show it can recognize patterns, learn from experience, and solve simple problems. Rare for invertebrates. It knows when to watch, when to strike, and when to retreat. Some species even use natural tools, like stones and shells, to block their burrow entrances, a behavior reminiscent of mammals and birds. This indicates an advanced level of cognition, capable of integrating vision, memory, and action in a coordinated way. It's as if a strategist brain pulses inside that small body. The art of survival. The mantis shrimp is the result of millions of years of natural selection. In an environment where every second decides between life and death, it has become the symbol of biological efficiency. Its weapons are natural, its strategies instinctive, and its power so devastating it exceeds what was believed possible for such a small animal. Scientists estimate that proportionally, if a human had the strength of a mantis shrimp, they could launch a baseball into orbit or punch through a concrete wall. Science inspired by the monster biomimetic engineers are fascinated by the mantis shrimp. Its body structure inspires new defense materials, space armor, resistant panels, and impact-absorbing prosthetics. In 2022, researchers at the University of California created a synthetic composite based on the mantis shrimp's dactyl, 20 times stronger than Kevlar. The same predator that terrorizes crabs now helps humans develop protective and impact-resistant technologies. Once again, nature proves to be the best engineer, the guardian of reefs. But the mantis shrimp is not just a destructive force. It is an essential ecological regulator. By hunting small fish, mollusks, and crustaceans, it maintains population balance on the reefs. Without it, certain species would multiply uncontrollably, suffocating corals and disrupting the ecosystem. It's nature's paradox. The mantis shrimp's violence generates ecological stability. Its presence keeps the system alive and functional. It is the necessary warrior, feared but indispensable. The danger to humans. Despite its modest size, the mantis shrimp is feared even by divers. Accident reports show serious injuries, fractured fingers, deep cuts, and even punctures through reinforced gloves. In aquariums, it can break glass with a single strike. Many aquarists nickname it the Mike Tyson of the seas. Others call it the living bullet. But all agree on one thing: never underestimate the mantis shrimp. A lesson from the deep: the mantis shrimp is more than an animal. It is a living metaphor for nature at its purest. Beautiful, brutal, and perfectly balanced. Its strength is a reminder that power doesn't depend on size, but on efficiency. Its vision is a window into a world we cannot imagine, and its story is proof that even the most violent predators have a role in the planet's harmony. Number 1. Coconut crabs, the giants of the islands. If you ever find yourself on a remote island in the Asia-Pacific region and come across a huge crab that seems eager to greet you, be cautious. The coconut crab, also known as the palm thief, has claws that can exert a crushing force 10 times stronger than that of a human hand. In fact, these creatures have the most powerful claws of any crustacean on land. With this immense strength, a coconut crab can lift up to 28 kilograms, the weight of a small child. So children and pets should keep their distance from this giant. The claws of a coconut crab are strong enough to crack open a coconut, so soft fingers don't stand a chance. But there's no need to worry too much. Their enormous size makes them hard to miss. Weighing 4 kilos and measuring 40 centimeters in length with legs that can stretch almost 1 room, the coconut crab won't be hiding in your beach bag, but there's more to these incredible animals. Beyond their strength, coconut crabs are actually the largest terrestrial arthropods in the world. Their size and power aren't their only impressive features. They are also highly skilled climbers. These crabs can scale trees up to 10 meters high using their powerful legs to grip the bark as they climb. These crustaceans are known for their ability to reach their favorite food, coconuts. Once at the top, they use their formidable claws to cut the coconut, allowing it to fall to the ground, where they can then break it open and enjoy its contents. Coconut crabs are primarily nocturnal, meaning they do most of their foraging at night. During the day, they prefer to hide in burrows or crevices to avoid predators. Despite their size, they are surprisingly elusive, often retreating quickly if they feel threatened. However, their nocturnal nature and impressive size can make them a startling sight for anyone encountering them after dark. These crabs have a varied diet, feeding on fruits, nuts, seeds, and even small animals. In some cases, they have been known to scavenge carcasses, with reports of coconut crabs attacking birds. Their rich and varied diet contributes to their large size and formidable strength. Interestingly, coconut crabs have a long lifespan, with some living up to 60 years. Their ability to regenerate lost limbs over time increases their resilience, making them one of the toughest creatures in the animal kingdom. However, they are vulnerable during molting, when they shed their exoskeleton to grow a new one. During this period, they usually retreat to their burrows for protection, as they are softer and more susceptible to predators. Although coconut crabs are generally solitary creatures, they engage in brief social interactions, especially during the mating season. After mating, the female coconut crab lays her eggs in the ocean, where they hatch into larvae. These larvae drift in the sea for several weeks before eventually settling on land, where they undergo metamorphosis to become juvenile crabs. Despite their somewhat intimidating appearance and behavior, coconut crabs play a vital role in the ecosystems they inhabit. They help keep the environment clean by feeding on dead animals and organic debris. This role as nature's cleanup crew is crucial for maintaining the health of their habitats, making them an essential, though slightly terrifying part of island life. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed our content, subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Also, check out other interesting content appearing on your screen now, and I'll see you in the next video. Until next time.